shrimp. Do the pistol shrimp. Do the pistol shrimp. Do the pistol shrimp.
Welcome, everyone, into the Shrimply Good podcast. This is episode 10 of the Shrimply Good podcast. This is episode 10 presented by The Locker Room and That Guy's Secret, the official merch suppliers or merch retailers, merch go or get it and buy it at ERS of the Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp. I'm Lucas Burris, the voice of Pistol Shrimp Baseball. That is Jayce Eustice, our resident color commentator, who returned this week from a few weeks absence from the podcast and a week absence from calling Pistol Shrimp's game to see a very good week of Pistol Shrimp Baseball. And I think we'll just hop right into it, Jayce. We'll get right into everything that happened this week in Pistol Shrimp Baseball, starting on Tuesday with a win over the Springfield Sliders.
Yeah, it was a very good way to start the week, coming off a 3-1 week last week. They continued that winning streak in on Tuesday. Tyler Conklin got the start in that one. He went solid 3 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs. Nick Laxner came in after him, 3 2/3 innings, 0 hits, 0 runs, 4 strikeouts. Well, I'll touch a little bit later, but Laxner had a really good week himself, a scoreless week. But in that one, really, it was just a good overall team win. Keyshawn Ogans had 2 RBIs as well as Andy Nelson in that one, and Will Worthington just continued to be on that on-base machine, 2 singles and 2 walks for him in that one as they walked away with a pretty easy victory.
Yeah, 8-4 over the Springfield Sliders. Pistol Shrimp scored in the first 3 innings and in the 7th, and that's all they needed. And in the extra base hits category, Ogans had a double and Nelson had a triple, and that was this game for the Pistol Shrimp. And then they headed on over to Wednesday to face off in a 2-game series against the Burlington Bees. This first game in Burlington, and the Pistol Shrimp picked up their second victory of the week with a 12-6 victory over the Burlington Bees.
Yeah, they went out there and Ryan Ironman got the start in that one. And every time this season he's been on the mound, you feel good about your chances of getting a win because he has not suffered a loss so far this season. But a little bit not stereotypical start. It was still a very good start, though, for Ironman. He just has continued to set that bar so high. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and only 5 strikeouts, which is still a good clip, but come to expect almost double digits from him every time he's been out there. But Mitch Benson came in relief as well. 2 innings pitched, 1 hit, 0 runs, 2 strikeouts. And Will Worthington, Sam Link, and Dom Soda really did a lot of damage on the offensive side. Obviously, you're putting up 12 runs, but 2 RBIs for each Worthington and Soto as the Shrimp got that second win and start that week 2-0.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing about this start was, for Ryan Ironman, it was such a great start still on the mound, but everyone was like, I don't know. It wasn't that good, especially the Burlington broadcaster was like, do I call this a good Ryan Ironman start? And I think, yeah, qualifying as a good start. It's a good start.
Oh, yeah.
He did great on the mound. He set the table, but this offense was just so hot this week, scoring 12 runs here for the second win of the season. And they would just continue to roll as we hit game 3 of this week, facing off against the Burlington Bees, this time at Veterans Park on Thursday. And it was a great win for this team, a 14-4 victory.
Yeah, 14 there on Thursday. Evan Clark got the start in that one. He really started off strong, went a total of 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Palmblad did great in relief there, going 3 solid innings out of the bullpen. But really in that game, it was about the offense. They continued to attack throughout the game. They got out early and continued to tack on. Keyshawn Ogans in that one went 3 for 5, 2 runs, a home run, 3 RBIs. And the big shot came back in that 8th inning with Damon Castillo hitting that 3-run game-ending home run in the bottom of the 8th inning that we didn't really see coming, but we were glad to see it happen.
Yeah, there was that moment on the broadcast between me and you where I think we were just having a lot of fun with that game anyway. It was a good game to call. It was a good game to watch. And we were eyeing that 10-run rule, but we weren't, you're not going to get cocky about it too. So you're not going to talk about it that much, especially when it's still 3 runs away. But it was like quickly a single, a walk, and Castillo came up and just hit a bomb on the first pitch. You saw it. And out of nowhere, we had won the game. And it was like, okay, it's over. congrats. Like, so it's always exciting there. And Damon Castillo just hit another home run. So did Keyshawn Ogans. And that was kind of the story this week as well with the both of them. And we'll get to especially Keyshawn Ogans' great week a little bit later. But that was the third game of the week and the third win of the week for the Shrimp as they extended their winning streak at that time to 5 games in a row after this victory. And then they would face off against the normal Corn Belters for a doubleheader on Friday, and they would split that doubleheader with the Corn Belters to end their winning streak at 6 games. So extended it to 6 in game 1, and then they lost it in game 2. But we'll start with game 1, which was a great win for the Shrimp, 10-5 over the Corn Belters at home.
Yeah, it was a great win in that one. And Connor Sullivan got the start. He went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 11 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and 4 strikeouts. And what I really liked about that start by Sullivan is it wasn't very clean. It was a rough. He had to continue to battle. He gave up a bunch of base hits, but he was able to space them out and really give his team a lot of quality innings. And his offense just continued to roll, putting up double digits again as Damon Castillo had a home run, 4 RBIs, Dom Soto, a home run, 3 RBIs, Andy Nelson, a home run, an RBI, 3 runs. Is those have, like you mentioned, Keyshawn Ogans, Damon Castillo, Dom Soto, they've all just continued to really just hit fire right at the exact same time. And when they have, this lineup is almost unstoppable.
Yeah, the I think the 4 that I would say, and Colton Coca is starting to get his name in the mix as well. But Castillo, Worthington, Ogans, and Nelson were absolutely on fire these last 2.5 weeks. And it's really shown on how this offense is set. I said it multiple times on the broadcast, but over this 6-game winning streak, and then they had won 7 of 8 games, they were scoring 10 runs a game, which is a clip that is just going to win you almost every ball game. That's just an insane offensive number. This is being led by those 4, and then more people were getting involved as well. We saw, like you said, we see good games from Dom Soto. You'd see a good game from Colton Coca. You see a good game from Blake Atkins. Like, everyone was getting involved, and it was just a good time for this Pistol Shrimp team. But they capped their winning streak at 6 with this win in game 1 against the doubleheader. And game 2, it just kind of the second game of a doubleheader at home. It's a hot day, just not enough gas in the tank to pull out the victory in game 2. And what was one of, if not the best back and forth game we have seen all year. One of the best games that the fans have been in all year. Just an excellent game, a 6-5 victory for the Corn Belters. But these teams each shared a lead 3 times in this game. It was back and forth the whole time, and it was really exciting to watch at the ballpark.
No, it really was. And a lot of the times, the second game of a doubleheader, more often than not, tends to be a blowout in one direction or the other. Sometimes that team that loses game 1 really fires back and wants to get a win in game 2. But it really wasn't the case in this one. Like you said, it was back and forth. Good pitching on both sides. Damian White got the start in that one, went 2 innings. And then how about the debut for Tresden Rabarchek coming into that one? 2 innings, 1 run, 3 strikeouts to get his season started. And Justin Rios, Mitch Benson, and yeah, it was a back and forth game. Keyshawn Ogans did all he could there at the end to kind of drive in. He had 4 RBIs, got 2 RBIs right there at the end to put him up ahead, but just the offense or the pitching staff not able to hold on to the lead as they take that loss.
Yeah, this was kind of a pitch by committee game as well. Damian White, who hadn't been stretched out in a while, came into this game, got the start, did great in 2 innings of work, only giving up a run. Then Rabarchek came in his first appearance for the Shrimp this season, signed, like I said in the broadcast, I think yesterday I said it, signed off the street as we're looking for more pitchers. Yeah. And it was a great signing for this Pistol Shrimp team. Rabarchek, a great outing in his first time out. And then Rios, Benson, Laxner, like you said, just couldn't finish off the job as this team just went back and forth. It was an offensive battle the whole time. The Corn Belters ended up with 1 more hit and 1 more run than the Shrimp. And that's kind of all it was, is they had 1 more big hit than the Shrimp as these two teams went back and forth. As the Shrimp led 1-0, then the Corn Belters led 2-1, and then we just kept going back and forth. And it was that 5th, 6th, and 7th inning that we were tied 4-4, and then Normal led 6-4, and then it was, or no, let me do my math here. Hold on. It was 4-3 Corn Belters, then it was 5-4 Shrimp, and then it was 6-5 Corn Belters in a matter of like a half an hour of this ball game that we were just so into it. And Keyshawn Ogans just had a huge hit in the bottom of the 6th, and we were like, oh, we got it. And the Corn Belters were down to their final strike in the top of the 7th before they tied the ball game and then ended up taking the lead. So just not enough in the tank, but not a loss that you hang your head about, and not a loss that you're going to get upset about as this season rolls along. Just fell in the second game of the doubleheader to the Corn Belters, did the Pistol Shrimp 6-5. But then we came to Saturday, and what was probably the weirdest game we've seen in a while from this team. It was just not the type of baseball that they had been playing as of late. They came in with the best defensive numbers in the Prospect League coming into Saturday, and then kicked the ball around. 5 errors. The pitching staff didn't look good. The hitters tried to climb back into this game, but just couldn't do enough. It just was a weird game on Saturday. The park was very busy with Wally the Wallaroo night. Lots of people there, but the action on the field for the Shrimp, just not what they wanted to do. They had a team meeting after the game, and we'll talk about what that team meeting resulted in on Sunday. But for this Saturday game, a 14-7 loss to the Lumber Kings, and just a game you're just kind of gonna X on the calendar, get rid of, and forget about.
Yeah, it was an awkward game going out there. They fell behind pretty big early on, 7-1. But the team, what you like to see is they battled back, came back and tied the game until I think it was about that 5th or 6th inning where things just kind of blew up for the Pistol Shrimp, or on that night, I guess I should say the Wallaroos. But the pitching staff, like you said, they were kind of just piecing things together. Conklin got the start in that one, went 3 innings. Justin Rios came in, looks really strong, and then he went into that 3rd inning, kind of lost the strike zone a little bit. Laxner in relief, but really, just like you said, is a game you don't want to forget, or you would like to forget about, except for Keyshawn Ogans, who obviously had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs. I'm sure he'd like to keep that on his stat line, but just the guys that are hot in the lineup continue to produce. But whenever you give up 14 runs, it's going to be hard to come back from.
Yeah, it was a difficult game. You were down 2, then it was 2-1, and then you were quickly down 7-1 out of nowhere. I think we were talking about the broadcast. It was like 7:30,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was 7-1, and I was like, "What just happened? Like we just started this game," and then quickly it was kind of we lackadaisically got, and then it was 7-7, and it was like, "Whoa, we're in it." Like a 5 spot from the Shrimp, we're way in this game. And then the immediate response from the Lumber Kings was 7 runs. We scored
Yeah.
5 in the bottom of the 5th, and they immediately put 7 in the 6th. And it was like, okay, all right, well, that's that. And there was fight throughout the game from the Shrimp, but 14 runs given up is just so difficult to come by. And they ended up losing that one 14-7. But like you said, some good games from some individuals in this one. And that's kind of, as you look at these summer ball games and stuff like that, you're happy. But another good theme night with Wally the Wallaroo night. That was really exciting for the crowd. But let's cap off this week of recap games and talking about what happened today as the Pistol Shrimp picked up a huge victory to cap their week, 15-1 over the Clinton Lumber Kings in 7 innings in Clinton, and just was a complete bounce back game, a complete that's not the team we were last night kind of game. This is not the team we were the past 2 games. This is the team we are in the 15-1 victory over the Lumber Kings.
Yeah, exactly. And that team meeting, like you talked about at the end of Saturday's game, really, it seems like they took it to heart, and they came out here on Sunday and they realized, hey, we don't have any more games to give away. You know, they have to win as many games as they possibly can, and they need some help as well in the standings. But they came out here and they looked great. Jason Shanner on the mound, just give the ball to him and get out of the way. 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts, looked fantastic. And how about the arrival of Danny Westenfeld here on
We've
Sunday
been waiting
as well?
for it too.
We
I want to say
have.
we
We
been
really
just
have.
absolutely waiting for it, as we've seen the arrival of a lot of players. And I've continuously talked about it in our broadcast of like, at one point this is going to click for Westenfeld.
You knew
He's
it.
had some
You knew
good
it.
swings. It's been good, and he clicked today in a big way.
Yeah, he really carried that offense. I mean, a 5 for 5, 6 RBIs, the home run with the grand slam to kind of cap off the cycle. I mean, you can't ask for a better day at the ballpark. As it's nice to see him get it in there and get the start. Obviously, him and Castillo both are primarily first basemen, so they kind of split time. And Castillo, it's been so hot recently, which he still has been, but it's been great to see here on Sunday. Westenfeld got that start, and he took full advantage of it.
And that's what we were kind of saying before, though, as they were switching off back and forth. Castillo hit that hot streak. You give the hot hand the start throughout. And it's kind of like, I don't know what's going to happen with Danny. Like, I hope he gets that thing. And finally a start here after a loss, and bada bing, bada boom. We got a cycle, our first cycle of the year for the Pistol Shrimp. I think there might have been one other in the Prospect League this season, but this Westenfeld cycle was ridiculous. 5 for 5, 6 RBIs. He caps it with a grand slam to put them ahead enough to win the ball game due to 10 runs. He single, doubled, and tripled in like 4 innings in this game.
Yeah.
Like, it was ridiculous. And I you're paying attention as a broadcaster, and you're seeing everything that's going on. You're like, oh, Westenfeld got another hit. And then he comes into bat, and I was like, I think Westenfeld's has a chance to
Yeah.
cycle here. And the
Oh, yeah.
announcer says that for the Lumber Kings, and I'm like, oh my God. And the next pitch, he hit a grand slam. And I was like, Danny Westenfeld, have a day. As
For
this was
real.
just a great game. If you pick 2 players from this game, Westenfeld and Shanner, that's literally all you needed.
Yep.
He's talking about what happened on the field. But a great win for this Pistol Shrimp team, as they have to keep rolling as they continue with this season. But a great week for them. They sandwiched it between a 6-game winning streak, and they finished the week 5-2, which is an excellent week for this team, coming off a week where they only had 1 loss last week as well. So they are playing very good baseball right now, and it's just continuing to go. But I want to talk about, before we look at where they are in the standings and everything, how good the theme nights were last week as well. Great nights at the ballpark. All started on Thursday with German Fest, a very exciting time at the ballpark. Then we had Ivy Sales Beach Bash on Friday, a doubleheader, lots of fans in the stands, and everything that was going on. The Wally the Wallaroo night on Saturday, presented by CSC, was just a real fun environment. There's a lot of people there. We saw Lenny Sevlin announce some players. We had our guest Jamie London from WLPO, WAJK, and 96.5 The Wolf there being our MC for the night. There's so many fans in the stands, and the fans were just so into the game on Saturday and that second and first game on Friday as well. Definitely more that second game. There's a lot of fans that showed up later because the second game of a doubleheader. And just, it's so good to see exactly what Wally the Wallaroo night was for, like a thank you to Peru and welcoming us this year, and everything in that sense, to see such a warm welcome from the fans both of those nights as well. It just kind of is a thank you both ways of and I want to point that out before we move on in the pod.
Yeah, and definitely. And every time you change a city, you never really know what is going to happen going into the season. And I think Peru itself, and also just the entire Illinois Valley, is really welcoming the Pistol Shrimp. I know every time I'm out there with a hat or something with Pistol Shrimp on it, people are always asking about it. A lot of people go and visit the games, and just really, it's just a fun family environment. Like you said, a lot of activities. We have a lot of theme nights here at home, and really, it was a great week back to back with Oktoberfest, mixing in the Beach Bash, and then capping it off with Wally the Wallaroo, and a lot of good baseball being played as well to go along with those theme nights, because that helps as well.
Yeah, the Pistol Shrimp are as hot as they've been all year right now, and the fans are coming out to see it in bunches, and that's really exciting, and continue to come out because the season is coming to a close. I think that's the craziest part here. We have now 9 games left on the season. 7 of them are at home, so you're in luck. There's a lot that we're going to do, but yeah, 9 games left in the season, 7 of them in the home ballpark. The only times we are not at home in the next run of games, not counting the off days on Mondays, is Wednesday and Friday of this coming week. Wednesday and Friday this coming week. We'll tell the whole schedule in a sec, but that's it. Wednesday and Friday of next week. All the other times you need to be at Veterans Park because we're going to be there. That's just the bottom line as we finish off
good baseball
this season. Yeah, but let's look at where the Pistol Shrimp stand right now, heading into this final full week of the Prospect League season. Currently 20-31 overall, but again, that does not matter because we're here in the second half of the season where they stand 10-11 in the second half of the season. They sit in third in the East Wabash River Division. They are 5.5 games back of first place Lafayette, but that does not matter because we're chasing second place Danville, who's 12-7 on the season, and we're 3.5 games back there. And the tough part about this is you think, how are the Pistol Shrimp still back of Danville, who, after they just went on a 6-game winning streak and have won, I think now 8 of their last 10 games? Well, Danville's on an 8-game winning streak. And that's a tough pill to swallow. But the best part about that, though, is we play Danville 2 more times this season.
Yeah,
and
they're going to
have
they're going to have that opportunity to beat down Danville, obviously, if they continue to win and play the way that they are. But Danville, I mean, all you can say is they got hot. They got hot just like the Pistol Shrimp did. They were able to take advantage of playing Rex on their schedule, and they've taken advantage of their games. And all you can do is show up to the ballpark and win your games. As the Pistol Shrimp are going to have to keep doing that. You can't really – there's not a game you can give away anymore. You got to go out there and compete, and you got to win every single game you possibly can through the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. That's, where we stand right now with that situation. 3 games back of Danville. We are 4 games ahead of Rex, so we're distancing ourselves from that last place spot that we found ourselves at the end of the first half. But we're continuing to vie for that second place spot, and this opportunity is coming in this next 9 games. You have to do it. Like it's all for nothing right now. So I'll say it again. We need the support at the ballpark at Veterans Park this week. Statistically, this team for the Pistol Shrimp, 260 batting average currently on the season. That's 13th in the Prospect League. And a 5.84 ERA is 9th in the Prospect League. So that's where we stand right now as they make their postseason run. But a lot of individual seasons that are really coming to a close for this team that have been just so very good this season as we begin to wrap up. We have 15 different stats that a Pistol Shrimp player leads in the top 25 of the Prospect Leagues, or somewhere in the top 25 on the hitting side, and 6 others on the pitching side as well. So I'll let you take it away, Jason. Let's look at these hitting leaders for this Pistol Shrimp team in the Prospect League.
Yeah, first one we got here, no surprise. Keyshawn Ogans comes in tied for 14th currently in batting average, hitting solid 333 on the year. He's continued to climb up those rankings. Colton Coca is tied for 18th as far as doubles. He's got 10 so far this year. And then Damon Castillo and Keyshawn Ogans are both tied for 5th with 10 home runs now. I know I was kind of joking around between the two of them, as Damon Castillo had a little bit of space between Keyshawn, and then Keyshawn really lit fire, and he's got them all tied up again now. But also, Andy Nelson, who's almost quietly been having a great season there, and he's been in that 3 spot. He's tied for 20th in home runs with 6. Colton Coca tied for 21st in RBIs with 30 now. Damon Castillo is also tied for 21st in RBIs with 30, as they've really evened it up there on the offensive side. Colton Coca, in a more painful category, he's got 3rd in the hit by pitches with 11. It's quite a good amount of hit by pitches out there for the season.
I think it makes up for it. He's got so many RBIs in the season. You take a few hit by pitches. What are you going to do? But he's continued to stay in that top 3. He's sitting in 3rd with 11 right now, but he's getting slowly crept on by the rest of this Pistol Shrimp team as well.
Yeah, Nakumba Booker Jr., like you just said, tied for 5th with hit by pitches with 8. Also, Blake Atkins has 8 as well. But Will Worthington tied for 13th with 7 hit by pitches. We mentioned on the broadcast last night, which would have been Saturday night, how this team does get hit by pitches a lot. And I'm sure they'd rather take a walk, but I mean, hey, you're getting on base.
It's a lot easier to get hit by a pitch. You just take it. They are top 3 in the Prospect League in total hit by pitch numbers is this team. A lot of that has to do with 4 different players in the top 15 in the hit by pitch category. But let's finish it off with a little more Andy Nelson and Keyshawn Ogans love.
Yeah, and Andy Nelson, who's been a demon on the base pass, comes in tied for 5th with 16 stolen bases on the year. And to finish it off here, Keyshawn Ogans is 3rd in slugging percentage with 628, 13th in on base percentage with 434, and 10th in OPS with a 1062.
Yeah, he's just been so good this season. And all of that is because Keyshawn Ogans just went on a 20-game hitting streak. It just ended in today's game. And a tear slowly came down the eye because Keyshawn Ogans' hitting streak ended on an intentional walk.
Yeah, it was sad to see.
An intentional walk.
It was so sad to see.
The Twitter fingers I kept to myself there, but I'll use my voice. The Lumber Kings, you're cowards. You are cowards for intentionally walking Keyshawn Ogans. You are cowards, and I will not deny it.
In a game that was
a blowout. It was a blowout, and you intentionally walked Keyshawn Ogans. He was 5 games away from the record.
No, and he started off the game 0 for 2.
4 other opportunities too. He ended up the game 0 for 3 with a walk and a hit by pitch.
Yeah,
so
right on the elbow.
On base twice, and he scored 2 runs.
Yeah.
And he went 0 for 3, and he doesn't get to keep his hitting streak alive. So that Prospect League record will stand at 25, but we will light a candle in remembrance.
And not to mention, he smoked one down the third base line that was robbed by the third baseman as well. It
was cowardly. I'll continue.
He smoked that ball, but
he deserves that 20 game. He
does.
It was there. He was going to get it. I was fully prepared to have that broken record. but we'll have to look at broken records on the pitching side of things now as we head into the later portion of the season. And Ryan Ironman might give us a few of those. Let's look at the pitching leaders in the top 25 of the Prospect League on this Pistol Shrimp team. It's Ryan Ironman and a friend this time round.
Yeah, Ryan Ironman is first in the Prospect League as far as innings pitched. He's got 59 and 2/3, first in strikeouts with 97, where he's currently 35 more than the pitcher in second place. And also first in wins, second in ERA with a 1.96, and second in a batting average against with a 1.33, which is absolutely ridiculous. But then also joining him here on that top 25 is your man, Jason Shanner, who's gotten into that tied for 24th in strikeouts with 42.
Yeah, I'll point it out as well that Jason Shanner and Colin Sullivan are both in the top 50, just below the top 25 in multiple pitching categories as well. But I got to cap it somewhere, so I've capped it. I've capped it all year at top 25. So Shanner just snuck in the top 24 with Ks at 42. He is also just almost close. Him and Sullivan both have 3 wins on the season. That is like 26th in the Prospect League as well. So they're both right there as well, but nothing comes close to Ryan Ironman's 8 wins on the season. That one is a mark that I will let you know has already tied the Prospect League record for wins in a season. It's 8. He gets one more win and he will break the Prospect League record for wins in a season. And strikeout wise is the other one I will point out as well. The strikeout record in the Prospect League is 108. And Ryan Ironman has 97. So he is 11 strikeouts from tying, 12 strikeouts from breaking the record. And we talked about this on the broadcast, Jayce. He has struck out 12 batters 3 times this year. He has struck out more than 12 once this year. And he has struck out 11 twice, 10 twice. It's an average game for him. That is most of his starts. Ryan Ironman is going to pitch next week. I'm gonna try to find out right now. He is not scheduled to pitch on Tuesday.
Okay.
So he could be scheduled for Wednesday. I hope, if you're listening, John, I'm now speaking directly to manager John Jackman. Ryan Ironman, he's probably gonna break it, John. So let's make an executive decision here on when and where he's gonna break it. No, in all reasonableness, he should get 2 more starts this season. Ryan Ironman should, and he should be able to break that pitching and strikeout record. So that's going to be something that we're going to keep a very close eye on the next time he goes out, and the next time he goes out following that, if we don't see it the next time out. But make sure that you recognize that 108 strikeouts in a season is not an easy stat to get, and he has very easily look like he's going to break it all season long. So it's props to him. We've talked about him all season long, and just more to add to his trophy case of things that he can look forward to at the end of this season. But that wraps up who is in the top 25 in the Prospect League for the Pistol Shrimp in the category. So now we will head to me and Dominic-Connie's favorite section. But Jayce, you're welcome to join in today's merch alert. As we said before, bells ring as the merch comes down during the merch alert. As we talk about what's going on in the merch world for the Pistol Shrimp right now, the hats are officially in. We made a post about that last week. They were at games. We were selling them Friday and Saturday at game. A majority of our March order has officially arrived. That's right. We ordered our hats in March, ladies and gentlemen, and we just now received them. So stop yelling at us. we have hats.
Been working on it.
They are here. We have the structured trucker white and black snapback hat with the classic Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp logo, the relaxed trucker hat with gray with charcoal, the shrimp logo, a snapback, and it seems like women prefer that one as well. It's a great relaxed hat as well, an all black flex fit with the shrimp logo, available in adult and child sizes, and an orange flex fit with a black bill with the classic Illinois Valley Pistol Shrimp logo, available in adult and child toddler sizes. So make sure you get out and get your hats at Pistol Shrimp games this week. We also still have a few player dry fit orange shirts available in Adidas Black Flex Fit hats available for sale, $30 each. And we have our souvenir silicone pint cups with the Pistol Shrimp logo. I really like them. They're tie-dye. You can put a lid on it. It's a black lid. It looks great. It keeps your drink cold, and it's a souvenir cup. So there's going to be a different one probably next year. So if you like souvenir cups, get the souvenir cup for this year and then start collecting. That's how that works. So $15 for
Exactly.
those at the game. And your first fill up is on us. It comes with a free drink voucher, dishwasher, and microwave safe. So get your merch there. And that is the end of our merch alert. If we had editing software, it would do something of like a closing of a curtain. Yeah. And that's the merch alert. So let's head into the fans' favorite segment now. Jayce, the fan question of the week. Last week, we did the promo pack courtesy of Illinois Valley Cellular. And it was my favorite stat category was the answer. So you have been a part of this many times, but Dom and me the last 3 weeks on the podcast talked about hit by pitches probably for too long. If we're going to be reasonable about it, so we'll cap it right there with that's the answer to today's our last week episode 9's fan question. It was hit by pitch, as at that time 3 different Pistol Shrimp were in the top 10. Now 4 different Pistol Shrimp are in the top 10, and we will now draw the winner of that promo pack courtesy of Illinois Valley Cellular. As I grab into my wonderful bag of tricks with everyone's name who has answered the question correctly on one of our social media posts. And I will pull that name out of the hat and I will read it aloud for the fans to hear. Carrie Lynn Willoughby is our winner this week. So you can send us a
Congratulations.
message. Yes, congrats. Again, editing, there would be cheers, but we'll just cheer in real
So
life.
balloons and
Like when you send a text message on iMessage, imagine that. Like
yeah,
congrats,
just
and it goes, yeah. Congrats. Send us a message on whatever platform you answered the question correctly. I did not write that down last week. I believe it could be Facebook. Most people answer it on Facebook. So send Pistol Shrimp Baseball a message and we'll tell you how to claim your prize. But let's look at now this week's fan question for this Shrimply Good Podcast, episode 10, brought to you by the Locker Room in Spring Valley and That Guy's Secret in downtown LaSalle. This week's prizes, it's a pretty good prize, Jayce. We're giving away not one, but 2 prizes. So I will allow 2 people to win today. So we will, of course, post that question as we always do, generally the day after we post the podcast, and you'll answer it all the same way. Keep an eye out on our social media for that and answer the question correctly in the comments. But we will give away a relaxed gray trucker hat at That Guy's Secret and a structured white and black hat from the Locker Room. And how you'll do it is you'll pick up your prize at the corresponding store. So it's going to be the same thing. We'll announce it at next week's podcast, the winner of those, and you'll be able to pick up your hats wherever you win your hat from. So make sure you keep an eye on our social media and answer the question correctly. But that is this week's segment of Fan Question of the Week. Let's hop into that preview of this coming week. Jayce, take it away.
yeah, starting off their last full week here in the Prospect League season, the Pistol Shrimp on Tuesday be home against the Wabash Valley Rex. That's a 7:05 p.m. start here in Peru. After that, they'll take one of their last few road trips over to Springfield on July 28th on Wednesday. That's a 6:35 p.m. start. They'll return home to play against the Clinton Lumber Kings on Thursday, a 7:05 start. Then they'll travel on Friday for a doubleheader at Danville. First game scheduled to start there at 6 p.m. before they'll return home for the weekend, Saturday, July 31st versus the Clinton Lumber Kings. It's a 7:05 start, and that's also our Soku Appreciation Night. We'll get into that in a little bit here, and closing out the weekend there on Sunday, kicking off August 1st against the Wabash Valley Rex at home. That's a early 1:05 p.m. start, and that's also Little League Day.
Yeah, so 1:05 p.m. is our regular Sunday start. And I love those Sunday getaway days for the Shrimp team, but a lot of fun happening on Little League Day. 4 home games this week, 7 games total, only 2 road trips though. And let's look at what is coming up this week in Pistol Shrimp baseball. Non-theme nights, so no theme, both Tuesday and Thursday. So a very relaxed environment at the ballpark, but still a lot to enjoy. Why don't you tell us what's going on Tuesday, Jayce?
Yeah, on Tuesday, no theme, but Tony's Butt Shack will be the vendor there for the last time this year. They've been out there a lot, and really people really seem to enjoy it, as well as we'll be serving margaritas over at the beer tent with some German beers left over, such as Hacker Shore and Polliner Pilsen. I believe I'm saying that right. The last bit of the DuPage merch will be out and on sale, and we'll also be joined by the Peru 8-year-old All-Stars. Then on Thursday, the food vendor will be Flows on Pulaski, their to-go truck, Flows to Go. Also be serving margaritas that night as well.
Yep. So on Tuesday and Thursday, like we said, no theme night, but all the regular Pistol Shrimp themed things going on-field activities still for adults and kids. Wonderful baseball to be played, good food to be had, and margaritas on both Tuesday and Thursday served at the beer tent. A little bit of German beer left, like you said, but a little special thing on Tuesday. We've done it now, I think, 4 times this season, where we have invited a local baseball or softball team to join the players. So this Tuesday will be the Peru 8-year-old team. They will join the Pistol Shrimp on the introductions as they run out to the field, and they will be our bat kids for the game on Tuesday. So if you like Peru All-Stars, I don't know what I was trying to go with there, but
You're a fan?
If you are a fan, make sure you get out to the game on that one. But let's look at our theme nights now. 2 big theme nights this weekend. One of our biggest sponsors this season in Suku, they are being appreciated on Saturday night. Soku Appreciation Night, as we appreciate our Claw Chip sponsor. As you see on every purchase you buy, you see their logo. We will be hosting their employees and families and members to show their appreciation. And they are treating the fans to a free bounce house and free face painting. So lots of things for the kids at that game. We'll have special lucky number giveaways courtesy of Soku, including a family 4-pack of passes to Raging Waves. Can you believe it? We're giving away a 4-pack to Raging Waves. So make sure you come out to the ballpark for that and get your programs to be entered. The food vendor that night will be the Doghouse in LaSalle, and drinks will be a special blue and green Suku cocktails that are yet to be named. But we do love our fun cocktail names at the ballpark, so look forward to everything on Saturday night, 7:05 p.m. first pitch there, but get to the ballpark early, generally 6:15, 6:30 for all the pregame festivities there. And we'll cap off the week on Sunday with Little League Day. The food vendor there will be Flows on Pulaski. And we have a lot of stuff going on Little League Day, specifically for Little Leaguers. We'll have all baseball, Little League kind of camp themed on-field games. It's kind of going to be, it's an interesting concept of, we're going to play the baseball game. We're also going to do the on-field activities, baseball themed. So baseball is the best way
To put it a bit simply,
yeah.
baseball.
But the exciting part about that is we're going to do multiple contests this week on our social media pages for you to and your Little League teams to participate in that. What we're going to have you do is we're going to do a pregame parade of Little League teams to register. So to register your entire team, you email to participate in the pregame parade by emailing noah@pistolshrimpbaseball.com. That is to register your team to just be a part of the pregame parade. So that's any softball or baseball team who plays in the local area who wants to register their entire team to walk on the field together, and we'll announce your team as you walk out, just like the one I think of as the Oglesby Mayor Parade, I think is what we called it, where we would march the streets of Oglesby from the softball field to the baseball field to the baseball field to the softball team. Same concept there. It's just around the field, a parade. We've done multiple parades this year, so we're going to honor the Little League teams in the area doing that. But when you register, you will be entered in to randomly be chosen to be our special team that night. So if you register your team by emailing noah@pistolshrimpbaseball.com, one lucky team will be chosen to run out with the Pistol Shrimp on the field and be the Bat Boys at the game. So that is highly exciting if your team has always wanted to do that this season. So make sure you do that as well. And we will also have a first pitch contest on our social media. That one will be posted in the middle of the week. And for that, you'll comment on the social media post a photo of your little leaguer for a chance for them to throw out the first pitch at the game on Sunday. So register your team to be a part of the parade by emailing Noah at Pistol Shrimp Baseball. We'll also post on our social media on Monday all of this information. And then once you register, we'll randomly select one lucky team out of the teams that register to be the team that is introduced with the Pistol Shrimp and the Bat Kids for that night. And we'll also do a first pitch contest as a post in the middle of the week for a chance to throw out the first pitch one lucky player. And that is Little League Day on Sunday. So lots of exciting stuff going on at Pistol Shrimp Baseball games this week. Again, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, 7:05 for the first three, 1:05 for the Sunday game. But let's get to the most exciting part of the Shrimply Good podcast, the namesake of the podcast. It's time for the Shrimply Good Players of the Week. We'll start with you, Jayce. Who do you got?
Yeah, and obviously I had to come with some heat here as I missed a couple, podcasts back to back. Haven't made a Shrimply Good pick in a while, and Keyshawn Ogans delivered for me, man. I mean, 7 games, 13 hits, 2 doubles, 4 home runs, and up to 15 RBIs out of that leadoff spot as well. 6 walks, a hit by pitch, 4 stolen bases, 464 average, a 964 slugging, and a 571 on base percentage. He was on fire the entire week. Obviously, we shed a little tear, like we said earlier about losing that hitting streak. They got up to 20 games, but doesn't change the fact that Keyshawn has been absolutely on fire. I love to see the power numbers from that leadoff position starting to rack up more RBIs, continues to get on base, and he just does whatever the team needs from him on any given night, and really has been helping to carry this team to really turning around this season.
Yeah, more than deserving for his second Shrimply Good Player of the Week nod this season. That one absolutely a just torrid stretch for him where he crushed it. But these last 7 games in this past week, absolutely ridiculous from Keyshawn Ogans. But I'll give the love to the man who tied Keyshawn in multiple categories. That is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Andy Nelson, as he also played 7 games over the past week. He also had 13 hits. He had a double, a triple, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 3 walks, 2 stolen bases, a 448 average, a 485 OBP, and a 862 slugging percentage. Man, were those players hot this week, Jayce?
They really were. And they right there at the top of that lineup, there's a number of guys that we could pick. And I also, it's funny because we had the running document between the two of us for the agenda for the podcast. And I came in here, I have my own separate one that I wrote down 3 players, 2 of them being Keyshawn Ogans and Andy Nelson. Another one, I had to give a little shout out. It's not as flashy, but Nick Laxner out of the bullpen made 3 appearances, a 1-0 record, 7 innings pitched, 2 hits, 23 batters faced. How about an 87.087 average slugging on base percentage against them and a 0 ERA. He had a great week as well, but obviously we could only pick 2. And with the week that Keyshawn Ogans had and the week that Andy Nelson had, I'm sorry, Nick, but it kind of beat you out this week.
I'll help you out there, Nick. I'll give you a Shrimply Player of the Week. Like, here's your title. You get Shrimply. You weren't Shrimply good, but you'll be our Shrimply Player of the Week. As we'll give it to Keyshawn and Andy this week. As like I said, it's hard to pick one without the other. They were both just so good this week, and they'll be our 2 Shrimply Good Players of the Week this week. And that will wrap it up for us, Jayce, on another edition of the Shrimply Good podcast. Make sure you're getting out to the ballpark on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. And remember, if you can't make it to the game, you can catch every Pistol Shrimp game on Prospect League TV. It's the only way to watch outside of the ballpark. Just go to prospectleaguetv.tv. And again, thank you for stopping by another edition of the Shrimply Good podcast. This episode 10, presented by our local merch retailers, That Guy's Secret and The Locker Room. Fear the Claw. We'll see you next time.
Do the Pistol Shrimp. Do the Pistol Shrimp.